Want to call the Village of Carouse governing body to order. Please put your phones on vibrate or turn them off. Although I'm not sure you have to, do you? Since nothing's working, right?
Right.
Okay. And then once you've done that, please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
The meeting is still going out though, despite
It
the fact
is,
we have
yeah,
internet?
yeah, because we're connected to the
I pledge
Ethernet.
allegiance to the
To the
flag
flag of the United States of America
and
and
to
to the republic for which it stands,
one
one nation,
God,
under God, indivisible,
liberty,
with
and
liberty and justice for all.
okay. Councilor Miera.
Here.
Councilor Woolman.
Here.
Councilor Knight. Here. Councilor Alsobrook.
Here.
Councilor Burkett.
Here.
Councilor Murray.
Here,
Very good. Gosh. So I hesitate to ask if you've had an opportunity to read the agenda.
Yes.
I need a motion to approve the agenda, please.
So moved.
Do I have a second? Second. And a second? Did you get that, Melanie?
Yes.
Now, we're supposed to have a presentation tonight by Tracy Harshler from CNM. But
And I do not see her.
we have not heard anything either, have we?
No, I emailed last week to see if we were still good
that's too
for the
bad.
presentation and did not hear
Yeah.
anything.
Well, she was going to talk to us about the upcoming bond election. I guess we'll do a little research on our own. So we'll then move on to, excuse me, approval of the agenda.
Aye.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
aye,
Yeah, I'm really trying to move too fast.
I like it.
Okay, so we don't have Tracy Hartzler, so we'll move on to the administrator's report. Mr. Curry.
First thing on the administrator's report is Tanya.
Thanks. Good evening, Mayor, Council, Administrator Curry. Sorry, I thought I was gonna have a little bit more time today because I thought we were gonna have the CNM presentation, so I was just getting set up. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so today, talk a little bit about COVID. So, the vaccines are out. There's kind of a hard rollout. Some people's insurance companies haven't quite finessed it to cover the payments. I've heard from people who weren't able to get a vaccine or they wanted to pay for it, but it is covered by insurance, and everyone should be making sure if you have insurance to get it covered, get your insurance to cover it. There should be no copay. If you're underinsured or don't have insurance, there are multiple ways to get it. Sandoval County Public Health will be doing a 317 adult program. El Pueblo Health Center is another one in Sandoval County that got about $12,000 in grant money for uninsured people to get vaccines. So make sure you get your vaccine. If you look at the monthly report, only 224 vaccines had been given the last 7 days previously that they updated. They updated today, and 5,888 vaccines have been given. So that's good. Since the rollout still really low, but a much better number. Cases are at 47 cases per 100,000 right now. And the hospital admissions are down somewhat, only 41 people. And positivity rate, I did not get a chance to actually grab as I was logging in. But I will be happy to answer any questions. I do know COVID in the community is very high. A couple of meetings that people were supposed to attend, I knew had to go virtual due to COVID. We have a staff member out with COVID right now. So please be careful, and we're going through lots of tests. We do still have tests. Any questions for me?
Any questions? So I'm gonna, okay. So I'd like to introduce Tracy Hartzler. Ms. Hartzler? Yes, ma'am. There's a microphone there for you, and you can tell us all about your bonds. Well, that's okay. We've had a little technical problem, and
Thank you so much. Well, thank you, members of the county, the council, and it's nice to see some of you again. It's been a long time. So my name is Tracy Hartzler. I'm the president of Central New Mexico Community College. It's a pleasure to be here this evening. And what we would ask, or what I would ask, is that you consider reviewing and consider favorably our local general obligation bond. I've had the privilege of meeting with a number of your Kiwanis members and other members of your village. So it's been a pleasure to talk a little bit about the projects, but we really appreciate the Village of Corrales' past support for C&M's projects. This year, we are going to the voters in November, or if you so choose, you can vote early, as you know. But we're asking for your support for $80 million worth of funding to support and help us construct some additional facilities on campus, on a number of our campuses, but also to support a significant infrastructure or IT project to help our students. So of the $80 million, $8 million we would use to sell education tech notes. That would be for our IT systems. The balance that would go to support a relocation of our Fuse Makerspace. And if you're not familiar with that, that's a facility currently downtown at the corner of Broadway and Central on the UNM campus, or that location around formerly the Rainforest or Innovate ABQ. The facility that we're in, we were, I think, the first tenant of that parcel downtown in Albuquerque. UNM and the city of Albuquerque have other plans for that facility. So we are looking to, we have found it of great value. We have over 300 paid monthly memberships. So individuals come to that makerspace to build guitar templates, skateboards, jewelry, screen printing for shirts. They basically run a number of small businesses out of Fuse Makerspace. They use equipment there, pay a monthly fee, and then buy supplies, and are able to, again, start small businesses. And we have a number of going businesses. So we're looking to move that probably to main campus. We've completed a feasibility study to see where the best opportunity is for that facility and to provide that service. We're also going to use funds to support current construction projects. One would be the Rail Yards project, where we are relocating our film programs. We have programs that are over 20 years old. We are in a partnership with the city and the state of New Mexico to, frankly, rehabilitate one of the facilities at the Rail Yards and to move our film program there, and then co-locate with the state's New Mexico Media Academy. So we'll do that. Also use funds to support our trades facility on main campus, where we will house a number of our, I'd say, historic trades programs: plumbing, HVAC, welding, carpentry, and also one of our industrial technician programs. So that facility, like most of our construction, and probably most of yours, has gone up in price considerably. So that's what we will be using some of our funds should this bond pass. Be glad to answer any questions. But again, I just want to say thank you for your prior support and look forward to answering your questions.
Thank you, Ms. Hartzler.
Sure.
I just a comment, not a question, really. If this bond had another zero on it, I would endorse it. My family's had experience with both your college and that other school up the road from you.
Mm-hmm.
And that other school up the road needs to take a large lesson from your administration and the way you approach advocacy for students. So
Thank you.
no questions, just totally in favor.
Thank you. I don't think our debt service would allow for an $800 million. I'm not sure our assets are quite that large, but I do appreciate your comment, and certainly we focus on our students, and I'm glad you were able to benefit from that as well.
Yes.
I just wanted to compliment you on your program, The Internet of Things, that great article in the paper. I've known him for many, many years, and he's a great advocate for what he's doing. And that sample that was, the example that was cited about the woman making the transition was just terrific.
Thank you.
So it's a great program.
Bill, Brian Rashab's just one of our shining lights, right? I mean, he came from Intel and has done so much good work in our community, and what he's done with our programs. And now, again, he's helped so many young people and adults who are looking to start their own business, and the training that he can provide. And if we could clone Brian, we would do so. That would get us in other problems probably, but.
I sat with him for about 2 hours and understood absolutely nothing, but I guess after 10 weeks, he could really pick up on everything. So
he's pretty incredible.
Yeah, he was really terrific. Thank you for what you're doing.
Yes, Rick.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Great to see you.
Nice to see you.
I do have some conversations with some of your people. Tom Swistak, we have a weekly almost breakfasts.
Oh, good.
But, so I keep in touch, but, every time we finish talking, I always want to hear a little bit more, and you can tell me some, but just the dual credit part, I know you have the 125 schools that you mentioned it here. How about in this particular area? How are you doing with Bernalillo? How are you doing with the Rio Rancho? Because when we first started it, and his wife, we're putting in that whole together, the dual credit situation.
Right.
We couldn't find people that were wanting to take the other part of the third-legged stool, because you have one pay, the other pays, and that other one had to pay, which was not the parents. But how is that coming along? Are you finding an awful lot of willing participants on the third leg of that stool?
We are. So, and I would say for the members of the council, when we look at dual credit funding, so the state has a requirement that students are able to see